Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning into my personal channel here at VickiDillard.tv. I'm so pleased that you are with me today, beloved. Yes, I am tapping in very, very briefly with you uh, tonight. And I'm so happy to be with you for a very brief moment. I want to address something. I know some of you all are used to seeing me on other platforms that I'm on. I had this discussion some days back on African Diaspora News Channel, and I wanted to talk about it very briefly here. I'm getting my schedule together both here, both there, and on some of the other upcoming alternative media platforms that's going to start seeding out my message, which they actually already have. But those details are going to be coming more at the end of the year and the beginning of 2026, which I'm so very excited about. And how many of you all know the alternative platforms have given me an opportunity to seed my message and not just in traditional ways? How many of you all know that Vicki Dillard is something else? And the powers that shouldn't be is something else. And that's the reason why your former press secretaries that represented the White House, that's the reason why some of your politicians, that's why some of your mainstream voices and some of the others have had an issue with me. I'm so pleased that you're with me. Looks like I see somebody popping in. 222 Mac is here with us. Umbre is here. Tara is with you. Look very nice as always. Crystal is with us. Oh, Vicki, you are so proud. Oh, thank you so much. Donna is with us to my high gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous. Hey, y'all. Okay, it looks like I see a couple of people coming on in. Y'all hit that thumbs up button and share. Thumbs up, share. Now, y'all know I love to say I won't be with you long, but I will be strong. But I'm really going to try to keep it really brief. Now, family, I want to talk to you. How many of you all heard about a few weeks ago, recently, about some drama between podcaster Joe Budden, Check, and Angela Rye? Talk back to me, somebody. How many of y'all heard a little bit about that drama? Okay, I see one of my moderators. She didn't even know I was going like, hey, Miss Aquarius 79. It's good to see you. She's always so faithful and been a long-time supporter. Hey, Tracy, you always glow. Thank you so much. Thank you. I see you, Miss Edna Williams. That's one of my mystic students there too, and a long-time supporter. So good to see you all. Everybody, on the count of 3, hit that thumbs up button. Would you share? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Hey, Craig, he said, peace, goddess, peace, precious. Thumbs up. Share. Is everybody subscribed to my channel? Hey, Donna M, it shows me that you're one of my top commenters on there. It's popping up on the screen, baby. So shout out, everybody say shout out to Donna. The people they put the little things on there where I'm seeing something where it says she's one of my top commenters. And so I always like to say appreciate you all that do that. Those of you that give with PayPal and Cash App and other places here. Those of you that are my students and those of you that soon will be my students. Yes. Shout out to all of you all. Hey, Isaiah. Hey, Craig. Bookmaker says that you one of my number 2 commenters. Isaiah says you one of my number 3. Y'all play too much. All right now. Thumbs up. Somebody said, where did I get my jewelry? Thank you so much, precious. Actually, I don't even remember where I got this piece from, but it's a whole set. I got earrings, baby, and bracelet to go with my precious little elephants, but I didn't wear my earrings with it today. Shalom, peace, Vicki, and the chat. Hey, precious. Look, goddess Vicki. Who was that talking about? Y'all so crazy. But anyway, y'all, let's focus. Now, how many of y'all saw that drama not too long ago with Joe Budden and Angela Rye? Well, family, I'm not going to go through all of it, right? Well, you all know that for years. How long, family? Y'all know for years. Talk back to me, somebody. Y'all know for years and years who has been calling out the bootlegs, the Angela Ryes and the Tiffany Crosses of the world, and the Charlemagne, the guys, and all them funny looking folks that are shields for the Democrat Party. Somebody just said you got that right. For years. Now, you all know I've been on multiple platforms, multiple networks. If you're new and you're just seeing me for the first time, I've been doing this for a minute. And so some of the folks that's doing podcasts now, that's doing political talks, folks didn't even know, about this life till they saw Vicki Dillard. Talk black to me, somebody. And I've dealt with a lot of stuff over time related to that. And that's the reason why I said even folks in traditional media came against me. And I'm bringing that up for a specific reason because it's interesting how folks do stuff. Talk black to me. Somebody said, I've been with you since FNQ. Yeah, saying it's been a minute, baby. Now watch this. So you all know I've been calling her out and others. Now, years and years ago, a lot of folks really saw my broadcast that I did on Angela years and years ago because Angela Rye called Minister Farrakhan out of his name dumb and bigot. And it doesn't mean I agree with everything that goes on in the nation of Islam and every little thing. But we're talking about when you have somebody that on things that we can all agree on about black folks getting justice and reparations. Let's just leave it at that. When you have somebody that's a long-term voice, long-standing voice, that's of high rank like Minister Farrakhan that's been loving on black folks. And when you run and go out of your way to dog Minister Farrakhan so that you can defend the Jewish community. How many of y'all know that's what Angela Rye did? So because Minister Farrakhan, this was years ago. So I know y'all liking the fact that white folks is trying to come out talking about Zionism and all that. Some of y'all brand spanking new. Talk black to me. I was on Nick. I was on Mark Lamont Hill. I was on Angela. I was on Jamil Hill. All of these different individuals and some more folks, I done forgot their names because they came out publicly to dog Minister Farrakhan because they was trying to defend them folks. Did y'all know that? Well, Angela Rye, I don't know if white folks in the Jewish community call her or what, but she went out of her way to dog Minister Farrakhan to defend Jewish people. Talk black to me, somebody. Crystal said, Vicki, you stay giving people the everlasting word. Talk black to me. Let me hit the gavel. How many of y'all know that the Vicki show was the home of the hand claps and the gavel raps? I had the revelation of the gavel almost 20 years ago and I brought it online. Yeah, pioneer, baby. Brain, a pioneer. I have to say that for the little mere mortals that's out there doing weird little stuff. Talk black to me, somebody. My sister just put Aquarius. She just put the link for my specialized school. How many of you all know that I have a upcoming academy that's going to be released in a couple of weeks? It's just for men only, a 60-day course, and I've got one for women only too. But my men only is called Treasures of Darkness, where I'm going to be giving you the sacred secrets to manifesting, spiritual secrets related to manifesting, providing and protecting for you and your household. So instead of being out there with men that don't have wives, that want a woman but can't get one, instead of huddle up in groups with other men dogging and talking about a woman, just come get the secret so that you can get your spiritual vibration right, so that you can attract a sacred woman and attract resources for you and your household. That link is above. We also take a payment plans for those that qualify for that during checkout. Your life will never be the same. It's a 60-day course, exclusive men only. Then I have my women's only course. Thank you, sis, for putting that in there. I have a women's only course that's going to be called my Isis Guidance Mystery School Gold Tier. It's my gold tier because I've done it in the past before with my women, and we have payment plans for you as well. But family, trust and believe, your life will never be the same. The ladies have attended my previous Isis Guidance. Some of them are getting married, baby. Some of them are manifesting resources in their lives. Many of my women end up having supernatural experiences, dreams, and visions. That's not something that you can make up. So that's something very deep and very extraordinary, a gift that I've been given to activate people based on what Spirit has given me. And I channel this information in my mystery school for them. And so with my women, it's a 90-day mystery school. That link that Aquarius just pinned that says enrollment details for men only and women only, it's pinned in the comment section. And she also put it in there. Shout out to my other moderator, Brother Warren with First Work Media. That's my brother. I won't be long, but I will be strong. Vicki, you're gorgeous inside and out. Thank you so much. Y'all ain't gonna, I've been saying this for years. I really believe somebody do pay y'all to say it. And please thank the people that pay that pay y'all. No, I love y'all so much. Listen, now I want y'all. How many of y'all heard about? Because like I said, I talked about this on another platform a couple of weeks ago. Now everybody named Mama is talking about all of a sudden trying to say about how Angela Rye and that native podcast that she's on, they're trying to that she came off elitist by a dog and Joe Budden, right? Now, family, I'm not going to show you, even though this is from a third party video, I'm still gonna be careful because people talking about how folks doing the copyright stuff and all that. So I may if when I go in and out with I don't and I cut off things at certain time, that's because I'm trying to follow whatever little miscellaneous rules that's out there for these platforms and stuff, because people be in their feelings about their stuff. And sometimes it don't even really be their stuff like they stuff. But just watch this. This is what Joe Budden said a few weeks ago about Angela Rye.
You quote unquote intellectuals seem to be pulling a lot from places that, again, like it said, you admittedly know very little about. It just comes off a way.
Yeah,
it comes off a way.
It's like if you put,
especially when you're pretending especially when you're pretending to do all of this super black kumbaya shit. I got a problem with that too. Mm-hmm. I got a problem with the people that masquerade as kumbaya, super black, all for the people, and I'll be the first one to tell you how we're different. I come on here every week and say we're less different than we are alike. We just got different ideologies. But I'm not going to keep listening to people who, in 25 years, I've never said the name Angela Rye. I don't give a fuck about nothing y'all talking about over there. I'm saying that respectfully. I don't come on here and say a word about any of that shit. I expect reciprocity. You could have titled that clip totally different. Mm-hmm. Sure. Don't claim to be super pro-black and then take the #1 black urban podcast and put that type of stink on it because you think you got a friend over here. They don't give you a license.
I don't think it's that. I don't think if Mark was here or not. I think
if Mark was here, they would never have those conversations.
No,
they having those conversations because their friend is up here.
No, they having those conversations because Mark is deemed an academic and an intellectual, which you
well, he is, not deemed.
No, I said what you are. So now it's, why is he even there? Mm-hmm. Like Angela Yee said, Mark, just come home.
Angela Rye.
Angela Rye said, Mark, just come home.
That's the other beat.
But then you go on to say how diverse Mark is. So I think that that's an insult because you don't put Mark in a box. Mark is home. Mark is a black man sitting in a room with black men that grew up in similar circumstances, albeit we wasn't all in the cult. You can't say
we all had our own walks of life.
Yeah, dog. Like I just disagree with that shit.
And thank God there was a black-owned, independent media company there to pick up our good brother when he was misunderstood by other outlets.
Talk about it.
Why is that part not being said by pro-black native land people? I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
Mark was a free agent. Y'all had a chance to bring him home.
And didn't.
You didn't.
That's a good point.
So don't sit up on your fucking platforms all pretentious as one of the Charlemites. That's how I know you. I know you as one of the Charlemites and get to saying what Mark should and shouldn't be doing. Please. If you didn't discuss this podcast before, if by your own admittance you know very little about it, shit, the woman Tiffany said at least 5 times that she don't give a fuck about these other opinions.
Okay, y'all. So do y'all see that? So the context of that is Angela Rye and her little co-host on their podcast called Native Land. They were talking about how Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, how many of y'all know Dr. Mark Lamonte is what I call it. Lamonte. How Dr. Mark Lamont Hill went on Joe Budden's podcast with one of his, particularly there was a major exchange between Dr. Mark Lamont Hill and what's that, Queen's Flip, which is one of the folks on there with Joe Budden and them. They got into it and it became very heated. So Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross and them jumped in. They did a podcast on their show called Native Land, all them Democratic rejects. That's the name of their show. It's Native Land. Y'all know I've talked about that before, right? Well, they did a podcast on it, put Joe Budden's name, I believe, in the title, and talked about basically in their conversation, they basically said how, in other words, Mark Lamont is an intellectual and Mark Lamont Hill shouldn't have even been on that type of podcast in so many words, and told Mark that he should have just come home. Did y'all hear what I said right there? Somebody just said that they saw my men's only course in the cover of it with the blue Brinks truck. Oh, you so precious. Y'all like that blue Brinks trucks. The Brinks trucks, for those that don't know, he's talking about my course that I got coming up. So my men need to register for that today. Brothers, if you want something you never had, you got to do something you've never done. It's a 60-day intensive academy, men's only. I'm going to be giving you the spiritual secrets. You're not coming there for no stock tips. You don't never hear Vicki pretend like I'm earning your leisure. You'll never hear me talking about I'm some business person. There's no diss to them. I'm just saying you don't hear me saying that I'm no financial person like that. I'm a channel. I'm a prophetess. And when Spirit gives me information to give to someone, I'm faithful to give it. And they've given me some information to give to you so that you can manifest in your life and for your family. So make sure that you make that investment in yourself. There's nothing more important than your spiritual investment so that you can change your whole life. So you make the investment to do it so that you can see shifts in your life now and in the future. Talk black to me, somebody. And so somebody said the Brinks truck. Yeah, Spirit gave me that revelation to use a Brinks truck, because when you think of the truck, not even Brinks, because that's a brand, but when you think of an armored truck, you think of what? That's a clue. Yes. So make sure you join today. My sister Aquarius put the link in the chat. And if you're watching this at another time, the links for my men's only 60-day course and my women's only 90-day course is going to be pinned. Yes, your life will never be the same. Some of my ladies ask me, Vicki, what is the secret to your goddess manifesting and all this kind of stuff? Well, baby, I give the real secrets. How many of y'all know that in ancient Kemet, in ancient Egypt, in ancient civilizations, in the Fertile Crescent, and other areas and other parts of the known world, they had secret mystery schools that only the elite, only people that had certain bloodlines and certain pedigrees, only certain people that were priests and priestesses, only people that were royalty and high-level individuals allowed to be in those mystery schools. And you wonder why they manifest in ways and have a certain level of authority and influence that other people don't have. Baby, if Spirit is giving you some of the highest knowledge, you will be wise to tap into it, to open up new opportunities and to manifest the life of your dreams in very different ways using your spiritual magic. Click the link above. That's enough of that. I only said that because somebody just talked about how they like that blue truck, that blue armored truck. Listen, so I'm tripping a couple things. So you heard Joe Biden go off on Angela Rye, basically saying, look, in 25 years, I never mentioned your name, so don't mention mine. Now, of course, I believe that Angela Rye and them was trying to get views, of course, because they rejects. The CNN don't want her back no more. Tiffany Krause used to work for MSNBC. MSNBC fired her. They didn't renew her contract. They got her out of there. And so while y'all sitting up here trying to turn your nose up at the Vicki Dillards of the world using alternative media, mainstream media don't want them. You see? That's why Roland Martin can't keep my name out of his mouth. Now, I need y'all to listen real good. Listen to me close. Now, Angela Rye has come out and apologized to them. But y'all, the clip that I want you all to see, look who all is involved in this apology from Angela Rye. Everybody be sure to hit that thumbs up button and share. Everybody hit that thumbs up button and share. Thumbs up. I know I shocked y'all by coming live tonight. Thank you all for joining me today. It's such a privilege to be with you. Look at this. And this is also under the Copyright Act.
Sometimes I don't even like to have private conversations publicly. But, you know, when I first sometimes I don't even.
Okay, y'all ready for this? Whose voice is that you hearing? That's Charlemagne, the guy's voice, right? Somebody said that the bootleg got that gossipy female hater trait. Baby, don't even call, you know what? Don't even call women gossips no more. Women ain't got nothing on these masculines out here gossiping. Like, I don't even want to use that term with us, baby. No, we ain't even that, baby. That's them. They got that. They threw that on us to deflect from they little weirdness. Chit chat. Yeah, baby. But y'all watch this. Again, this is under the Copyright Act. And this is a couple weeks ago. So after all this backlash, what is the backlash for? Because Joe Budden, who has the top black podcast, alternative media podcast that's out there, because he invoked their names, all of a sudden everybody is giving attention to it, right? How long have I been talking about Angela Rye and them? I made a lot of my stuff go viral on multiple platforms over the years, right? But Charlemagne, with his funny looking self, and others didn't come out to say nothing about it. They kept doubling down, tripling down, and quadrupling down on their support of Angela and others like her, right? But because Joe Budden got a big old platform, everybody named Mama coming out screaming and hollering, Rogers, you're beautiful. Thank you, precious. Y'all are so sweet. Why y'all be doing this to me? You know that throw me for loops in the middle of the important and serious political conversation. Listen, y'all listening?
I like to have private conversations publicly, but when I first saw, what y'all talked about last week, I hate Angela, and I was like, I want to talk about what y'all was just speaking about. Not saying I want to talk about it on the show. I said I just want to talk to you personally. And then when I saw what Joe Budden said about it, I agreed with Joe. I felt like it came off very elitist, very Jack and Jill, very I got my nose up at these Negroes over here, and I don't think that you don't make any strides in connecting community by doing that conversation in the way that it was done. I feel like whenever there's instead of calling people.
So Charlemagne. Now, mind you, did y'all hear where Joe Budden kind of mentioned Charlemagne and called Angela Ryan a Charlemagne? Everybody know that Charlemagne be in the background trying to hate on people. How many of y'all know that before Ye, years ago, when Kanye was calling out them folks that was controlling his money and income, white folks, he said, in the Jewish community, how many of y'all know that it was Charlemagne was one of the first ones that came out and called Ye a Nazi? Did y'all know that? It was Charlemagne that was secretly working behind the scenes telling another podcaster, don't bring Ye on. How many of y'all know Vicki did a broadcast on that calling out Charlemagne working behind the scenes? Now, I know a little something about that because when a major black network wanted me to come on to do a political debate show, they was going to fly me out. They ended up flipping the script on me instead, and then they started bringing in other black media, alternative media folks, other media folks that I respect, actually. Let me just put it out there, Revolt TV. Let me just go and put it out there. I kept it quiet for years, but ain't no sense to me. For what? For what? Yeah. So people in the background do stuff when they got a vendetta against you. You don't even know them folks like that. So Charlemagne was doing that behind the scenes, telling was it Drink Champs show? I believe it was. It's been a little bit ago since I exposed Charlemagne's funny looking self on that. Behind the scenes, telling them don't bring him on. So Charlemagne knows this is who he really is. Charlemagne is tripping because Joe Budden has a very large audience, and Joe Budden slipped up and called Angela Rodney like a Charlemagne. So that's why I believe Charlemagne called Angela to get it right, because it's not making him look good. And Charlemagne probably trying to make it clear to Joe Budden that I didn't have nothing to do with it this time. Are y'all paying attention? I personally believe that's the reason why Charlemagne did that. And I believe also that Charlemagne has done other things in the past related to Vicki Dillard to make sure that his little street politician buddies ain't mad. But you ain't never going to stop my power and my influence. Just like it's certain people at CNN that I directly heard from about Vicki Dillard. But they play this game, and ninjas watching and receiving of my magic, being inspired by me, giving that I'm their daily bread for a lot of them. But they make sure that they intentionally and deliberately keep a distance from me. You understand? So when y'all be wondering why the White House mad at Vicki, why this one like that, why they trying to suppress her, that's why. Now, because I've been calling her out. Now, all of a sudden, Charlemagne is coming on there talking about, Angela, y'all did sound a little bit elitist by telling Mark don't go on the show because you're trying to say that Mark Lamont here is too much of a scholar to go on the show. Black power. Listen to the sister that's saying that. I can't really see your name too good. Are y'all listening? Now, all of a sudden, all the stuff, I'm the one that helps make your world what it is, Charlemagne, them, and people that's in your groups. Every single person that y'all keep listening, okay?
Well, sometimes you should call people in, and the whole conversation around who's an intellectual and who's not an intellectual. My biggest issue with it was, well, damn, a person who's an intellectual should look at the whole context of a situation before they have a conversation about it. I feel like, Andrew said one of the strongest points last week when Andrew was like, I don't watch this show enough to have an opinion about it. you know, and then he said, but I trust Mark, you know, being Mark to be in spaces where, you know, he knows he needs to be in. And as I'm listening to the comment, I told Angela that even when she told me that y'all wanted to talk about it, it came up as a topic of discussion. I said, well, make sure you watch the whole thing in context before you just watch a clip of it and then, you know, speak on it for the next 20 or 30 minutes. Because to me, that's what an intellectual should do, right? Like, that's what an intelligent person should do. An intelligent person should get the whole context of something before they comment on it.
First of all, let's stop right here, okay? Let's stop. Y'all listen to me. Do you all see how the only reason why this is getting any attention, it proves once again I've been right for years and years and years, calling out all them fools, right? Everybody that's involved in this conversation, y'all still haven't seen everybody yet. I'm going to play a little bit more, but I'm breaking it up on purpose. Are y'all listening? Somebody just said that they're watching and they know what we know. They just play the game. Exactly. But listen, no, they don't know what we know. They know we know because they listen, because I'm telling them what to know. They using their platforms and keeping it distant to make sure that they never bring on the person that's the origin or the inspiration for what they know. Not because Vicki needs to get blown out. No, they're trying to make sure that the power structure, who they serve and whose behinds they lit, who tails they kiss, they want them to know that they have a greater allegiance to them so that they will never bring on a Vicki Dillard. They will bring on a white supremacist on their show like Charlamagne does on a regular basis and like the rest of them have done. Before they will bring on another somebody like a Vicki Dillard. It's my spiritual energy that's superior. You understand? Mr. Virgil Mitchell, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. That's one of my masculines right there, baby. He always makes sure I'm good. Financially, he in my school, he buy up everything, give money nonstop. Just be giving money. Doing what men do. Talk black to me. Now, I need y'all to listen. First of all, look at me real good, everybody. What you will never find me accusing any of them of is being an intellectual. Vicki has never, ever accused none of them of ever being an intellectual. Why you laughing, Miss Denise? Why you laughing, Miss Denise? Why you laughing, Miss Emma? Why y'all laughing? I have never, ever accused any of them of being smart or intelligent. Why you laughing, Matt? Who is this? Mashara. Why y'all laughing at me? This is serious what I'm saying. I have never accused them of being smart. That's where the lie starts. See, this is why they don't like a Vicki Dillard. Can y'all listen to me real good? Because you went and got some kind of master's degree, doctor's degree, hell, associate's degree, whatever. That doesn't make me feel like you smart. You're not, to me. Let me tell y'all something. Even when they're sitting here saying how Mark Lamont Hill shouldn't go there, let me tell you the twist of all this. Are y'all listening? Let me let y'all listen to a little bit more before I get ahead of myself. So when they keep going back and forth claiming that the other one is an intellectual, they're not that. I will say that, yes, you have a degree, and Mark Lamont Hill has taught at a college. He's a professor at a college. I'm still not going to call you no intellectual. Angela has worked on Capitol Hill, and she was a contributor on CNN. That ain't nothing to me. Tiffany worked as a lecturer or I think an associate professor or something at a college. And she had a show at MSNBC. You still are not someone I consider to be intelligent. You see how that works? See, this is what makes the people upset with me. I don't never throw you in those little trick bags and little labels and names. So just because they're calling them that doesn't mean I consider them to actually be that. Do you understand? I'm going to go further in a minute. Listen.
Instead of watching like 2 or 3 minutes or something and then actually taking the clip out of context. Because if you watch the clip in context, Mark was actually wrong. You know,
do y'all hear Charlamagne? Charlamagne is sitting up here defending Joe Budden, and Joe Budden clearly knows that Charlamagne the God is a problem because that's why he called them Charlamites. I believe that Charlamagne is doing this broadcast because he wants Joe Budden to know he didn't have nothing to do with that sneaky behind the scene coonism this time. And now all of a sudden, everybody is trying to sit there and say that Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross are trying to act like they're elite. You see how they copycatting us over here? And you see how the only reason why they chose to ignore us because they don't want a major platform like Joe Budden's to get no more traction. Are y'all listening? And I'm trying to show you that when Vicki Dillard said something, even years ago, I know what the hell I'm talking about. That proves my superior intelligence. Everybody's saying what I've been saying years ago. Now let's take it serious because this is this person that's saying it. Keep listening.
If there's a right or wrong in the situation, Mark was actually the one who was wrong in that situation, so much so that he even came back and apologized, the next week. And the conversation just kind of made me feel a way like, damn, like that's how we look at each other as black people.
Charlamagne is such a fraud. What does he mean? Is that how we see each other as black people? Charlamagne has been told over and over again to bring on Vicki Dillard. Charlamagne has been told over and over again, a lot of the talking points that they have, they've taken from us over here, but yet keep us at a distance. They pick and choose the so-called revolutionaries that they bring on to give a veneer that they really down with the people and to trick a handful of y'all that's trickable. There's a lot of y'all that's gullible and trickable. So you all keep their numbers up over there. When they bring on one or two people that they think is in the black grassroots or say something that we in alternative media says. And then we keep supporting that foolishness. Now, we're so smart and intelligent, we're the ones that are responsible for the Democrats losing the presidency, the Democrats losing their majority in the Senate, and the Democrats losing the House. Do I need to say more? I'm going to skip because listen to this part.
I want you to go here because this is Tiff's.
I'm going to skip around.
But I do want to.
Look at all them, y'all. Look.
This was Tiff's idea. Tiff is ready to claim that, and we're fine. We all weighed in. We all said what we said. But I have a quick question for you. And this is a focus group for this podcast.
Let me see.
How many of you all were in Jack and Jill? Raise your hands.
Watch this. All the people that y'all see on that screen, y'all are able to see more now, right? Watch this. Let me see. Can I show you the picture? Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. How do I get out of this stuff for the stuff, Vicki? Okay, here it is. Look at this picture of all them on there. I was trying to find the pictures to make it a still. Y'all see all them people that's on that one broadcast? Charlamagne, Tiffany Cross, Angela Rye. Who is this down? Andrew Gillum. Andrew is the other. Remember, Andrew was a major Democratic Party person. He was the mayor of, I think, Tallahassee. And then he ran for governor. And then that's when they got him caught up in that little bussy scandal he was in. Then down here is Bakari Sellers. Y'all see Bakari Sellers? Who's Bakari Sellers? Bakari Sellers is what? He's an attorney and he's a regular contributor on CNN, right? This guy here, right? Vicki, you look better than everybody on that. Lord have mercy. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not even talking about looks, though. They are beautiful. And they ain't gonna lie, these are beautiful, attractive women. That's not even my thing with them. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about politically. But look. Y'all look at this. That's how nervous the boule are. When I call them boule, I'm not saying every single one of them officially made a pledge a part of the boule. I'm saying that these are the ones that think that they the smartest and most intelligent among us. Y'all know we use that as an epithet term, yes? As a label to describe those that think they're better than us. That's been the fight between us, right? Are y'all listening? Now all of a sudden everybody is tripping, trying to act like they hands around them. Oh, they trying to act like that they better than us. And Charlamagne coming out. Fool, shut your mouth up. When Charlamagne is the one that be in the background telling people not to bring certain folks on. This is only because Joe Budden has such a powerful and large audience that they don't want to upset him. And you know why? Come closer. Because when you have a Joe Budden that may not even watch no Vicki show, but somebody like a Joe Budden that shares similar sentiments that I do, they can't have that going viral because it will verify and confirm everything I've been saying over the years. And others that are in alternative Black media like me. Did y'all catch that? They can't have somebody that's on Joe Budden's level in terms of podcast and viewership to be agreeing with the sentiment that they actually act bitter and like they're better than us. Did y'all catch that? That's the biggest thing, is that they've done everything that they can to suppress my voice, shut me down. But they can't have somebody like Joe Biden coming to a similar conclusion about their elitist behinds. You all understand that? So that's why they rushing to hurry up and to try to make things right. Do you all see why it's real dangerous to fool around and mess around with a Vicki Dillard? Because it'll look like you're getting away with something for a long time. But that's how you know it's also spiritual. Do y'all understand? 222 Mac, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Love from Overthinker's perspective. Oh, thank you, precious. Thank you so much. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Famously Black girl. Oh, I haven't seen. Oh, that's my sister there. Thank you. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. I don't even know if she wants me to say her name, but she's an up there star. Famously Black girl. Your gift is blessed. I love you back. Now, y'all listen. Look at this. So I've been calling out Angela Rye, right? Now, why? All of a sudden, Charlamagne trying to act this way and that, right? People be working behind the scenes to try to stop me. 1 minute, Revolt wants me to come in and debate. Next minute, they pull back because they must have got the word from somebody. I'm going to leave it like that for now, right? All these little devils. Now they trying to shut everything down and apologize. Why? Because Joe Budden called them out because they acted elitist, right? Watch this. Where is it at? Let me go back to the video. Y'all listen.
How many of you all
I'm going to fast forward it. Y'all listening? Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share.
ravaging the Black community? I also want to be clear.
Y'all listen. This Tiffany.
I don't think that was my perspective. I think the issue that a lot of people felt is
Tiffany Cross says she stand by what she said.
Anyone to be well informed, whether it's politics, sports, anything like that. And so I don't think that the issue was that the collective was not well informed. I don't think that was my perspective. I think the issue that a lot of people felt is they felt attacked.
Listen.
And so I want to be clear that I wasn't saying who was an intellectual and who was not.
Yes, you
was.
My
perspective was there is an anti-intellectual movement ravaging the Black community.
What trick?
I also want to be clear that I was not saying that no one should talk to Flip or Joe Budden. Certainly somebody should. Someone should be reaching out to them. That's not my ministry. Things I care about are the incarcerated and puppies. Most importantly, pit bulls. I don't like that tens of thousands of them get euthanized every month. It breaks my heart. I think about the incarcerated all the time. I don't want our Black men and women in prison to be forgotten about. I think it's a bit arrogant of me to say, Angela, Bakari, Andrew, y'all should be talking to the incarcerated. That's not their ministry. But if Angela feels like, no, those are the people, or you, Charlamagne, if you feel like, no, those are the very people I want to be speaking to, then by all means, go do that. I'm saying it's hard to fill a cup that's already full. So if I'm telling you something and you're insulting me for my intelligence, I don't need to be where fools gather. So I stand on what I said. I'm not disrespecting any of them. But I just want to be clear. Our viewers know I never come on this podcast ever without being very well informed and researched and fact checked. And a fact check is not a 30-second Google search before I come on this show.
Girl, stop.
It takes a lot of work to.
Now, let me tell y'all something real quick. I got to give you a drive-by because some of you all actually think that I just be out here talking about people. When Tiffany Cross was on MSNBC, do you know how she used her platform? Do you know she specifically called out those of us that are in the Black grassroots media, specifically our brother Tariq Nasheed, and she told her MSNBC audience not to listen to us? Raise your hand in the chat if you knew that Tiffany Cross, when she was on MSNBC, she used her show and told people that viewed her show from around the world not to listen to us. Put that in the chat if you know she did that. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold, key to success. Y'all are raising your hand saying you remember. How many of you all know that before they fired high level who? I'd have forgotten it. Joy Reid. Y'all know I call her Joyless Reid. What did Joyless Reid do when she was on MSNBC? How many of y'all know in 2019, and many times after that, but specifically then, she brought on a guest that had a chart specifically with the phrase FBA on it and told folks and used us as a target to let folks know not to listen to us, treated us like bots, and let folks know that we were basically the enemy. Raise your hand if you know that when Joy, before they fired her, she attacked us by name. Raise your hand if you know that she did that too. Then Tiffany Cross later came out, talked about that she could not listen to somebody that has hair and nails. Who y'all think she was talking about? Girl, that don't hurt my feelings. Ma'am, when people be telling me my nails was longer, I wouldn't get them longer. Got my nails longer. My hair was already down to my back. I got it even longer because it might as well be bald-headed if it ain't long back to my spine. Come back to me. Virgil, your gift is blessed again 1,000-fold. He said, let me double that Queen Sybil Providence. Thank you. Did y'all hear what I said? Somebody just said, what? Yeah, Tiffany. See, some of y'all don't know this. And they know y'all don't know this. And they know you're not connecting the dots. So not only did Tiffany specifically call some of us by name on MSNBC when Roland Martin was sitting up there with her to tell her audience not to listen to us. Then Joy Reid, before they fired her, years before they fired her, she specifically called us out by name with a chart and made us the enemy. Then Tiffany said she about her not listening to people with nails and hair. In that order. Look, she said she can't take people serious like that. I've been calling out that specific and direct behavior for a long time, but how come most of you all, a lot of you all, probably didn't know about it or to connect it like that, and people like Joe Budden them, maybe they didn't think we were significant enough to even talk about it then, but they've always been like that. Charlamagne didn't do no broadcast on that. They've always been like that. Charlamagne was some of the ones behind the scenes undermining us. Similar voices, in my opinion. I'm going to say it like that. But now they're getting karma. And people get mad when you start calling out folks by name. But when I started going off on Roland, how many of y'all know that Roland was doing broadcasts cussing out black folks because we were asking for reparations, and he was calling us names like Simple Simon, mother effers. So when you all hear me go off on him, don't confuse two people being the same. See, because some of you all are weak and don't know how to deal with an enemy, you don't want me to say nothing at all. That's not how that works. I don't play with people that call my people Simple Simon, mother effers because we disagree politically. You understand? So now Joe Budden is calling out Tiffany Cross, Charlamagne, Tiffany Cross, Charlamagne, Angela Rye. But see, some of you all forgot this. Kay, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. 222 Mac, your gift again is blessed 1,000-fold. Y'all listen.
Prepare for anything I introduce. And I would hope that we all do that.
My only criticism of us.
Now watch Bakari Sellers. Who did I say Bakari Sellers is? Bakari Sellers is what? He's an attorney and he's a regular on what? CNN, right? Deals with campaigns. He was dealing with Kamala Harris and them, all them, right? Watch this. See, that's what get on my nerves with y'all. Y'all like to be seen with them kind of folks. But you want to dog a Vicki Dillard. And we making the whole world go round. Watch what Bakari's going to say to Tiffany after Tiffany says that. They all scared.
I think as we approach these discussions is that a part of that intellectual curiosity that we all must have, we must be able to accept criticism without necessarily being defensive, and that being our immediate posture to it.
And one of the things that I saw in the comments, and one of the things that I saw when Joe Budden was making those comments, is we want to be individuals that people come to. It's in our phrase, it's welcome home, that feel as if there is a comfort level to come in to our doors and hear the things we have to say. And whether or not we're talking about it from a respect perspective or an intellect perspective, I think that throughout that conversation, it's not that
Listen.
We can't sit out here and be like, I'm sorry you felt that way.
Listen.
That's like human gut gaslighting. We have to acknowledge that there were people who felt foreclosed from a conversation because of our tone, tenor, vocabulary. And how do we make sure that these are some of the people that we do want to reach, or at least I want to reach? That may not be every.
This is what I've been saying for years, haven't I, y'all? They don't want us. You hear me? Who is this that just gave? Whoever this I is, it's my world. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Oh my goodness, y'all been giving out this world. Without eyes, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. She said, we've seen all 5 shows themselves and the ancestors ain't playing. Major puzzle piece is Mount Kenya's Mount Zion and home of the Ark of the Covenant. Baby, they ain't ready for that. They don't know that Vicki do private webinars explaining to you all why they really doing those wars in the Middle East, because they're really trying to, your government is over there trying to mess with their stargates. They told you that they were going after Saddam Hussein, but y'all, some of y'all don't know that Iraq is ancient, Babylon, or you forget that. And there's ancient portals that the United States government is over there trying to tap into. The same with Iran. What is Iran? Iran is ancient, Persia. And some of those very areas are ancient areas that some of our ancient Black mothers controlled years ago, even in the Middle East. Some of y'all don't know that. They're the original Vatican. Who is this? Dion just giving a $50 gift. Your gift is blessed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goddess. You all are so precious. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. All of you that are giving. Are y'all listening? Listen. So, Bakari is sitting there saying, no, our tone and our tenor is still messed up. And these are people that we want to reach. No, it can't be people you want to reach. You know why? Because when I was calling for the Democrat Party to hold the former Israeli consulate accountable for saying that Black American youth are a threat to Israel before October 7th, Bakari Sellers and nobody in the Congressional Black Caucus suggested that I know of publicly that there be a hearing held about the fact that the Israeli government, high-level government officials said that Black American youth were a threat to her country. When we said that we wanted reparations, they gave us the middle finger. And they didn't bring on our voices. So no, you don't want to hear from us. Watch this. And we are the ones that shift the trajectory of the presidency, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. So now, because they're scared to death that someone like a Joe Budden that has the top Black podcast is agreeing and have similar sentiments. And I'm not saying that Joe Budden sit up and listen to us all day and night. But what he's calling them out on is stuff I've been saying on multiple platforms for years. And that's dangerous. So if you're asking yourself, look, while all these folks are on one screen, people that have still connections with the Democrat Party, connections with Kamala Harris, connections with CNN, connections with MSNBC, and connections with the Breakfast Club like Charlamagne here, and Charlamagne is on all kind of other platforms, they're scared to death because he's sounding a little too much like us. Are y'all listening? So that's why they trying to hurry up and say no. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. If you're just coming in, beloved, be sure to watch the whole broadcast. Make sure, if you're my men, make sure that you get your seat enrolled today in my 60-day men's only course called Treasures of Darkness, where I'm going to be giving you spiritual downloads that I've been given from my spiritual team about providing and protecting for your family. It's for 60 days. You're going to have to lock in. For my women, it's a women's only called Isis Goddess Mystery Temple Gold Tier. We're going to have payment plans for both of them. It's for women's only. The link is pinned above. You don't want to miss it. Your life will never be the same. The reason why this is important is because people that actually listen to me, somebody was commenting the other day about how the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan reached out to me some time back and gave me a specific message. And to be honest, it's not the first time, but this is the one that I've been given permission to talk about. So when other people were distancing themselves from me and attacking me and dogging me, I didn't go behind the scenes with no hookup from somebody in the minister's office to say, have him call me the time that he sent messages to me. specifically, I'm not going to say how, but a direct message with his voice. Hint, hint. The divine made that happen. Let me tell you something. It's always a mistake to F around with me. Because when people think they're in such a highfalutin position that they're going to just be able to get away with it, and because they deem you to be nothing, the divine will make you look like a fool. So here he is doing all this weird stuff to undermine everybody. And now all of a sudden, everybody's coming together on this one platform to address something that Joe Budden said about them sounding elitist, which we already knew that's what they were. Keep listening to what Bakari, he's scared to death.
Everybody's ministry, but I would like to have some of those listeners from Joe that are like, maybe we can come over there too. Maybe there's an hour we can spend there too. And that may never happen, but that's just kind of my perspective on it. And I feel like the only other thing that I felt was like weird, and I know we don't do that and we fixed it, but I was glad that we didn't necessarily stick with using, that Joe Budden in the title. And y'all had my face. It was handsome, but we had like Joe Budden in the title on the YouTube.
I'm gonna get to that, B. Don't be trying to scoop me, B.
I told Angela that too. I was like, yo,
no, but I'm just saying, it was my face, and I didn't know. I just felt like
Do you all see how serious this is? They're so worried. Bakari, he's saying that he didn't even have nothing to do with that conversation, and that his own buddies put his picture in the thumbnail when they was dogging Joe Budden. Joe still says, hey, beautiful queen. Hey, precious. Are y'all listening? He is publicly coming out to distance himself too. Charlemagne is on there to distance himself too. They scared of Joe Budden, ain't it? But they don't respect us, do they? And I'm going to keep saying this because I don't want you all to forget who turned the tide of the presidency. Who turned the tide of the Senate? Who turned the tide of the House of Representatives? And why do you think Roland Martin and others keep coming out blaming Vicki Dillard for the election outcome? Do you all know that they literally do that? But they still don't bring on our voices. So they're lying here, including Bakari, when they claim that they really want to hear our voices. No, you don't, because you all knew that millions in the Black grassroots listen to us. And for years, we were begging for you all to listen to us. We said we would be happy to go to the polls to vote for the Democrats if they push and substantively go for reparations or real tangibles for us, right? And they kept giving us the middle finger, didn't they? For years. And they kept doing it because they were able to give it away with it. But year after year after year, what happened? We kept chipping away in our influence with the unseen. So why is it that Vicki doesn't ever give up? Whether it's 200 people listening to her or 200,000 views on a video, whether it's 2,000 videos, 20,000 videos, or 200,000, Vicki is consistent. And over time, the masses respect you, even when you don't give that person visibility, and even when you distance yourself in front of them publicly because you're trying to appease some weirdo. While secretly getting your life from me, secretly being influenced by me, but making sure you intentionally don't respect me or honor me. I do the right thing for the right reason. But even when it looks like you're getting away with something for years, the spirit has a way of humiliating you. It's always a mistake to do that, family. Somebody just said, who is this, Roha too? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, beloved. I'm sorry if I butchered your pronunciation. They are scared as I'll get out of you, goddess. Couldn't face you if they had to. Indeed not. Watch this. Real quick. So he's going off on them, Bakari, and he went off on Angela Rye, the native podcast, for using his picture in the thumbnail related to Joe Budden. Right? Black Wall Street News. Oh, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. You all are so precious. So y'all watch this. We're almost done, okay?
felt like damn, Does Bakari sell his face?
Description, because I don't have no clue.
No problem. So we had our thumbnail. What Bakari is talking about is the thumbnail for last week's show said Joe Budden's podcast and the dumbing down of America. And Bakari standing there in the middle getting the haze up. He getting haze up for another 2 months. Down. So he was in the middle of it. And I think that what we did wrong, and I do want to apologize to Joe Budden's podcast, to their team, to their production company for that title. I'm an EP on this show, and so I own that wholeheartedly. We should have titled it differently. Maybe they wouldn't have looked at it, but they got us back. They got the whole podcast taken down for copyright infringement because we actually used their clip. They only took that clip out. It's still under challenge. We reposted it without the clip. But I would just say to them, well played, but I do apologize for titling the podcast.
Well, maybe we shouldn't have done that purpose, though. I mean, the conversation we had was about the dumbing down.
But I think that what they took offense to is that it looked like we were saying that they are responsible for the dumbing down.
Well, that's what the
it was clickbaity. It was just clickbaity. That's what I'm saying.
It looked clickbaity.
I'm apologizing for it.
I feel like
we all apologize. Thanks, Tiff. High five.
Well,
they admit it, y'all. They are humiliated. Do you all see why? When you have influence, when I tell you when you like, when I tell you when you share, when I tell those of you when you retweet me, when you repost me, don't be sending me a bunch of links about what somebody else said all the time. You got to normalize the intelligent, true voices like mine. And I'm going to speak for myself because a lot of other folks don't. Y'all don't see the behind the scenes dirt that people do to try to distance themselves and to do little weird stuff against me, to undermine me and make me the pariah. That's some weird stuff to me. But I'm built for this. And told as a little girl in Mississippi when I got that prophetic word that they was going to all come against me. Priests, which are people in the spiritual arena, high-level officials, and others. And that's exactly how y'all play it. Listen, I'm going to say this. Some of you all, years and years ago, I've gone off on Angela Rye on a bunch of occasions, right? Everybody's trying to all of a sudden pretend like she's just now acting like she was elitist. Years ago, her and Charlemagne the God did a podcast. It wasn't on Breakfast Club. They were doing, I think they were starting to do a podcast just between the two of them, right? For whatever reason, it didn't end up going very far. One of my supporters who rocked with me for years and years ago when I was on Fly Nubian Queen, Your Black World, all that kind of stuff related to Dr. Boyce and stuff early and years ago. I had been with them a long time. I was on their Facebook page and did some very successful stuff with the Facebook posts over there before they brought me onto their YouTube stuff. Then they started replaying my stuff on a bunch of other platforms, not just the platforms that he controlled, but I was also, my commentary was on a bunch of other platforms that they had associations with an affiliate. So that's how I'm really known in that way. And so when people can't control you and when they get greedier than all the money and all the glory that they're getting, then they start doing weird stuff to undermine you. So that didn't end up working out, even though I came up with all the stuff. The stuff was all mine. I was happy to share my magic, happy to share the resources, wasn't greedy, let people take, honestly, advantage of me. And I let that go. And guess what? That wasn't enough for people. That wasn't enough. Vicki coming up with everything, doing everything, being the magic behind everything, a one-woman show and dealing with the serious medical situation and dealing with other stuff. So we say F her, we don't care, still more. It's just weird to me how people do me. But watch this, it's okay. It's okay. Watch this. So years ago, y'all know how I get down. So one of y'all put me onto this podcast that nobody was watching. One of my maskers years and years ago. I said, let me check out this thing. Because it wasn't on Breakfast Club. It wasn't on the Breakfast Club podcast where Charlemagne and Angela did this. Watch this clip from a few years ago that I made go viral after I went off on her funny looking self for saying this in part. It's too long, but I'm not going to show you the whole thing, right? I'm just going to show you a little bit of what she said about Minister Farrakhan. Is this the first one I'm trying to see?
I look at the minister the same way I look at any of these people. If I can bypass everything Joe Biden's done and said to say I will still vote for him if he's in the primary, the general election.
I think that I can do that, but I need him to acknowledge that some of the stuff he said has been hurtful and it's not good.
Has Biden done that for black people?
I think he's tried. I think he's done that in some ways. I don't know if he's done it sufficiently.
Like I got like what he said on the Senate when he talked about he doesn't care about the system that created these predators. They'll kill your mom. They'll kill my mom.
Yeah.
People that look like me. People that look like you.
If he hasn't apologized for that, he should. If what else did he do? The school busing stuff. He said some really offensive stuff about school busing. He needs to apologize for all of it. This is not just about Louis Farrakhan needs to walk things back more than white people. Nah, I expect the same thing from everybody. But I'm saying, just like we know, we have to be twice as good. Mm-hmm. You know, work 3 times as hard and probably apologize 5 times as much. I want him to meet that standard. Mm-hmm. I do not want his credibility or history undermined because of some offhanded, salacious, off-the-cuff remarks that don't have anything to do with what he's trying to build.
White people will undermine his history regardless.
But I'm saying, like, at least don't work with them on that. Like, just undo some of the stuff that's not necessary. Anyway, if I could talk to him, that's what I would say.
What if he's not sorry?
Then I can't support it. Then I can't support it. I think it's bigotry.
You can't support it. But
that's what Angela's talking about, Mr. Farrakhan. She said a whole bunch of devilish stuff. Keep listening. I just want you to. I'm skipping around because the podcast was long, but I just want to give you more of a sense of what she said. I'm gonna show you the last clip that I'm gonna show you in just a minute. But listen to this one.
He puts his foot in his mouth because he's pretending to be something he's not. And when you're pretending to be something you're not,
I don't think that's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
Wait a minute.
If I could have my way, I would ask the minister to dial back some of that rhetoric.
Listen.
If I could have my way, I would ask the minister to dial back some of that rhetoric because I don't believe he needs to be in the same category as Alex Jones and them.
We can't allow him to be because one thing that they historically do to our black prominent voices, our prominent black leaders, is vilified.
But can we also make sure that there are things that would can we not do things that are vilifiable?
See, the reason I get it. I get everything that you're saying.
And I'm saying I really have wrestled with this all weekend. Like, okay, what are the things that they're saying that are legitimate? What are my issues? And my issues are like, are you really about to undermine your entire history because you want to be wedded to these points that aren't even relevant?
I don't think he is. Like, we're not going to let white people undermine the history of Mr. Farrakhan.
So can he just stop the other stuff, though?
And we have to be very careful of that, too.
Okay.
When it comes to the media.
Okay.
Because this is the same media who used to call Martin Luther King Jr. the most dangerous man in the world.
No, but I'm saying, I think that it's different because if you look at what Dr. King said about Jewish people who were allies in the movement, I mean, the ministers even criticized the relationship that the NAACP has with the Jewish community.
I think what you said is true. He overgeneralizes.
Yes, just stop.
That I agree with.
Just stop. It's not helpful.
Yeah.
In an era where there is an increasing divide between all these cultures, where if we really came together, we'd be more powerful. Just stop. That's all I'm saying. Can you just stop? And can you acknowledge that in the past you've overgeneralized? It's not helpful, and you're willing to take some of this stuff down.
So she wants Mr. Farrakhan. For those of you that don't know, this is from years ago. So she's upset because Minister Farrakhan, she feels offended white Jewish people. So she wanted the minister to take down a clip that the minister said, this little bitty girl right here, this little bitty girl want the minister, Mr. Louis Farrakhan, who was contemporaries with the Malcolm X and the Dr. Kings. She want him, that man, to take down something. Can you imagine this little girl over there just talking to this little girl? Y'all, the podcast was long. There's no way I'm going to play too much more, but just listen to this 30 seconds right here, okay? Listen to this one. I think this is the one.
I've been to the Million More Movement. I've been building with the minister since 2005. The thing I say about the minister is, if you listen to him a lot, he's not attacking all Jewish people. Just like he doesn't attack all black people. He
also says a lot of stuff that's homophobic.
Listen to this fool.
A lot of stuff.
I think a lot of that is old school, just being older, 80-something-year-old black man.
I guess my thing is being old doesn't mean that you can be dumb and a bigot. I'm not calling him dumb, but I'm saying you don't have to speak ignorantly because you're old.
But he got his beliefs though. I've been to the Million More Movement.
Did y'all hear that trick? Y'all see why I call her what I be calling her? How can I be buddies with you? When this is the mindset that she perpetuates and continues to do so, she called him dumb and a bigot for anti-black white folks that happen to be Jewish. That's why she came out against the minister, because they were offended. Can you imagine? And then when Charlemagne, with his weak self, he had a couple of good points with her. At the same time, she's sitting there defending why she would vote for, and not just vote for, but she sat there and defended Joe Biden over Minister Farrakhan. Y'all see how sick some of y'all are? To where you feel it's acceptable to be at a Democratic Party event and smile with a picture of Joe Biden, but distance yourself, dog, and attack Minister Farrakhan and call him dumb and a bigot. Y'all, that was not the only clip, but I'm stopping because that podcast is too long. I'm taking you back in time to let you all know this is how much I've been on her behind. Why did I go off on Jamil Hill? Eric, the beautiful Vicki Dillard, thank you so much. Y'all, somebody pay y'all to say this. Listen, Jamil Hill, she wrote a hit piece on Minister Farrakhan. For who, y'all? This is before October 7th. Because of white folks that happen to be Jewish. And she called Minister Farrakhan's work vile. Jamil Hill, who ESPN let go. She wrote a piece in The Atlantic because she's a writer for them. And I went off on her for doing that. Do you all understand that they're getting karma now for a lot of the stuff that I've been saying they were doing? Come here, family. Come here. Now, mind you, the only reason they're doing this is because they were telling Dr. Mark Lamont Hill that he was too bougie. He was too intelligent. He's an intellectual for him to be taking his hips on Joe Biden's podcast. Joe Biden called them out for having an elitist mindset about that. So Angela apologizes. Tiffany doubles down and says she ain't going to apologize. But they actually believe that they're smarter than us. I never accuse them of being smart. I would never, ever accuse them of that because they're not. Look at me. The fact that they would even defend Mark Lamont Hill is a pathetic thing. You know why? Come here real close because some of y'all don't know this. This is why they don't like Vicki Dillard. Mark Lamont Hill, some years ago, came to my Instagram page publicly commenting because I called him out. And so because Mark Lamont Hill is a professor in a college, that professor talk didn't work with me. What did I do? What happened, Vicki? As I'm screaming and knock my earring off. Mark Lamont Hill was arguing, y'all ready for this? With the writer, who I believe the writer was a white Jewish man. And he agreed that Minister Farrakhan was anti-Semitic. Oh, let me call him out. Rose, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Yeah, Mark Lamont Hill too. But that ain't all. When the Honorable Great Dr. Francis Cress Welsing passed, y'all ready for this? I said, are you ready for this? Don't mess with me, baby. I called out Mark Lamont Hill a few years ago. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing a few years ago died on my birthday, January 2nd. Guess what Mark Lamont Hill did? Some chick named Star said she remembers. Oh yeah, she's been a supporter a long time. What did Mark Lamont Hill do? Some of y'all don't know this. Before she was, I think, even buried good, and upon shortly after hearing that she passed, Mark Lamont Hill came out in support of a comment that basically said good riddance to her by somebody that was a member of the LGBTQ community, because in her book, she never disrespected anybody that was in the LGBTQ community. But she not only called out the fear of white folks' genetic annihilation, she talked about how they would basically try to turn the Black man to become more feminized and to basically perpetuate a certain type of agenda related to members of the LGBTQ community. So Mark came out and basically thumbs up to good riddance to her death. Did y'all know that? I said, damn it! Did you know that Mark Lamont Hill came out and disrespected the great, honorable Dr. Francis Cress Welsing? And Vicki Dillard gave him a brand new ass. So I don't know if Joe Budden knows that. I don't know if Angela Ryan them know that, which I think they do. Charlamagne and them probably do because they watch me and they're very familiar, or their team do. But nobody came out to check them for doing such things. So when you wonder why they don't like Vicki, you better watch your mouth. That wasn't a small thing that he did, but he did. So the fact that they're even defending Mark Lamonte ass Hill is a pathetic thing. So Mark Lamont Hill came to my page after I called him out on him basically calling Minister Farrakhan anti-Semitic because he was in an argument with the journalist. So you see how they think they smart. But when you see somebody like a Vicki Dillard, and I have to tear you up, I tear you up because you can't get over on me with your education. And because you know how to do subject-verb agreement well. So weak ass. You ain't smart, fool. So watch this. Mark Lamont Hill still would not answer my question with all that talking and all that explanation he was giving. Upon information and belief, I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna protect all the parties involved. Upon information and belief, Mark Lamont Hill contacted somebody to basically correct me. And this person is someone that's respected amongst many. And I'm gonna leave it like that. This person is an academic, and this person is well known. So before this person began to do their lecture, I'm gonna say it real careful. I guess this person was trying to give a warning to Vicki Dillard in their lecture in defense of Mark Lamont Hill because I publicly called him out. Well, guess what that person ended up doing a few years later? They acknowledged that Mark Lamont Hill had lied and that he actually did come against the minister and called him anti-Semitic while he was sitting there arguing with, I believe it was a Jewish journalist. Y'all got me real messed up. Real messed up. This is why they don't like me. And I don't care because I represent an unseen government and I'm actually moving based on a high-level spiritual assignment. I'm born for this. So all of their asses are guilty. So when I come for you, it's a damn good reason. And don't you dare sit there and check me in a way that you know you would never check them. See, the reason why the powers that shouldn't be came against me many years ago, I'm talking about high-level officials. Because see, when you got a spirit team that's rocking with you, that's telling you stuff that you don't know, it don't matter in the natural how dumb they think you are. You got me messed up, weirdo. So all of Mark's little doctor, bookstore owning, college professor chit-chat talk, they don't never work with me. It never has with anybody that thought they was high level with Vicki Dillard. And I'm not there to argue with nobody or to make myself seem smarter than anybody. But when you cloak your intelligence, when you are backed by shadow forces, which is those individuals that give you those positions, I'm backed by a shadow force too. It's just not the counter evil one. It's a divine government that fooled with me. Born for this. So I wanted to show you just a little clip about you're seeing all these Black influencers come together in a state of emergency because Joe Budden has accused them of being elitist. Exactly what I've been told you all they were. And just the fact that Tiffany Cross, who can't even figure out how to get back on MSNBC, still think that she's smart and intelligent. These are the people that misled you during the elections, didn't they? And y'all still gonna sit there and try to see who the smartest? Are you out of your freaking mind? Mark Lamont Hill dogged the Vicki Dillard, dogged the Minister Farrakhan and tried to come at me to check me, and because I wasn't going for the little trick bags that he used to talking. Ninja, CNN let you go. They fired him too. Do you all understand that Tiffany Cross being on social media, doing alternative media, Angela Rye, do you all know that they feel like that's a demotion? Do you all feel like that they feel less than? They always felt like that was just going to be something that we did. At the same time, Tiffany Cross coming out talking about how basically they're not making the money that we think they're making. And then when she did get a big check, how she had to spend money for this, that, and the third. Girl, I know. I'm a business owner, little girl. They feel that the thing that made them feel like something is the fact that they had connections with the Kamala Harris. They was on MSNBC. They was on CNN. They had access to the White House. So the fact that they're in the same space as us makes them feel dirty. And you know what, Spirit just remind me something else that happened? This is another reason why Mark Lamont Hill don't fool with me. Watch this. Mark ain't down. Mark is just trying to get up. You know, Joe Budden got a show and he's trying to get his name out there. That's fine. Do your thing. I'm just calling him out too. He's a devil. Watch this. Mark Lamont Hill did a broadcast that hardly nobody watched with him and Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. How many of y'all remember Dr. Michael Eric Dyson? Who is Dr. Michael Eric Dyson? Isn't he a college professor? Who knows who I'm talking about right now? I said, who knows who I'm talking about right now? Dion said, yes, I'm very familiar. Angie said, I do. Dr. Michael Eric Dyson is used to being brought in by the Obamas, remember? I think he either had a conversation with them or something or another was invited with them or had some kind of connection with them. He's used to being on the MSNBCs. Yes. He's used to being, Mark Lamont Hill was on Fox News too, CNN, a bunch of broadcasts on a regular basis, consistently. Mark Lamont Hill, he was a regular contributor on Fox News years and years ago before he was ever even on CNN. Did y'all know that? See, they still think, notwithstanding what the numbers show, notwithstanding that the majority of people are saying that the people that really influence them are folks more and more like us. Watch this. Watch this. Mark Lamont Hill did a podcast not too long ago, a couple of years ago or so, with Michael Eric Dyson, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. So Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, professor, did a podcast with another professor, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. These are two prominent Black professors that are always on mainstream media, right? Without eyes, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Saying he uses 1,000 words and don't say a girl, please. Who you telling? Watch this. And even when he don't say nothing, that ain't the point that I went off. I don't go off on people even on stuff like that. I go off on you when you dog and congratulate the death of a Dr. Francis Chris Wellesley. That's what I get in your behind. You see how you a devil then? Watch this. Watch this. Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson did a podcast that hardly nobody watched. But guess who watched it? I said, guess who watched it? Somebody tell me, guess who watched that broadcast and made it go out there to where other people start talking about it too? Guess who watched the podcast that some of y'all say, well, it ain't enough people that watched it. The Vicki Dillards watched that. I don't watch stuff just based on numbers. You might miss something important. So I watched the podcast that those two did together. Guess what I revealed, and I made sure to hurry up and tell the public that they did. They actually said out loud about how, in so many words, and I'm paraphrasing, that they are the ones that should be having some of the jobs that some of us have. In that podcast, they literally, amongst themselves, was feeling themselves and were offended that some of us actually have real influencers. They said it publicly and hardly nobody watched it. But guess who turned around and made a big old broadcast on it so that you could hear it from them yourself. I did. But they actually said it out loud. My criticisms, some of y'all like to watch me for many reasons, but don't ever get the bamming of the gavel and me making you laugh be confused with the heavy receipts that I drop. That's why a lot of you rock with me, because you know how I get down over here and on many platforms that I've been on over the years. And so when you all say, I love me some Vicki Dillard, and when a Mark Lamont Hill sees it and says out loud, and a Dr. Michael Eric Dyson sees it and says it out loud, they are offended and they feel disgusted that you could even put anybody else in either in a similar category as they, or even claim that you respect us more than others. You all don't understand just how deep that goes in their minds. So Angela Rye was just being herself. Tiffany Cross was just being herself when they made that conversation, when they made those comments, until somebody like a Joe Biden that just so happened to have a larger microphone exposed them. And again, I don't be listening to Joe Budden like that. I'm not here to defend the stuff that he do or say, because I don't listen to a lot of stuff he does or say. That may change in the future. I don't know. I'm talking about specifically the sentiment that he said about them being elitist. You understand? And now they're getting karma. And I'm going to be sure to bring it out every time I think it's necessary to do so. And I'm happy that I move the way that I move for as long as I have. Because even when it looked like I'm losing, I'm really winning. Talk black to me, somebody. Family, thank you so much for tuning in. I want to remind you again, number one, I have the Vicki Dillard Mystery School. That's my monthly mastermind school. I do a lecture for my students every month. As soon as you join there for a very low cost, you get access to a whole bunch of life-changing, just unbelievable teachings. You get discounts. You get access to stuff that the average person doesn't. That's at VickiPlanet.com. All you need to do is go to my website, scroll down, and you'll see the link to join the Vicki Dillard Mystery School. In addition to my monthly mastermind schools, I am now taking application and I'm open for enrollment for a 60-day men's only course called Treasures of Darkness, where for 60 days, in the 60-day course, I'm going to be teaching you men about the secrets that Spirit gave me to share with you about providing and protecting supernaturally. You're not coming there to get no stock tips. You're coming there to get spiritual assistance that's going to give you the edge in your life and in your household. Make the investment in yourself today. For some of you, there'll be payment installments available for you at checkout. So that's for my men. So go to VickiPlanet.com. My link is posted there. So that's for that. Now, for my women only course, it's a 90-day course called Isis Goddess Mystery Temple. In ancient times, I was trying to make sure that I didn't mispronounce it. Look, I done just went blank. Your Haset. Why am I mispronouncing? Y'all, somebody remind me how to pronounce the lady's name. I'm talking about your ancient, I almost said Haset. Why I'm really tripping out to pronounce her name. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold, Haru. Hatshepsut. Goodness, I'm mispronouncing the woman's name. It's an ancient, Kemetic, ancient Egyptian goddess. My school is called Isis Goddess Mystery Temple, because I want you to know that the ancients, all the names that you know, the Nefertiris of the world, all of those individuals were connected to, thank you, beloved. They were connected to ancient mystery schools. Your pharaohs, your priests, your high-level pedigree folks with certain lineages, they were connected to mystery schools. Well, I have some divine information I'm going to share with you. And my ladies that attended my first one were getting all kinds of miracles. At the end of the day, it's not what somebody says to you. It's about the divine sacred results. My magic speaks for itself. Signs and wonders speaks for itself. Somebody said, I said, yes, that's one of her names, I said, but I use Isis for a reason. Yes, the more ancient name is Aset. My ladies know that. I talk about that. But we get into the details of that in the actual school with my sacred goddesses. But Isis belongs to us too. Isis was not just a term that the European woman uses. You understand? We were the original Romans. the original Italians, the original Greeks. Do you understand? Right, the ancient Kemetic. We discussed those names. My ladies that attended my first one, no, we already get into the details of that. But there's a specific and a divine reason why I continue to use the word ISIS. Vanessa said, talk black to me. Yes. Somebody said, you feel like posting his book now, Dr. Dyson's book? Yeah, post it on your channel. Don't post it over here, baby. I'm talking about how he's sitting up there talking about how they bragging about being elitist. I don't want to see that right now. I'm making a greater point. That there's an arrogance that's coming from folks that look like us. So when it comes down to elections, when it comes down to issues that we say are important to us, they're the ones that help to suppress and silence us. Do you understand? And we got to call that out, because you think that because somebody's black on one or two issues, they sound blackish. They're actually not. They're actually the ones that's undermining us. And they're put before the public to distract us and to keep us in our place. Do you understand? That's the problem. See, when you get off on people that you see on CNN or MSNBC like them, and because you see they have a doctorate degree, and you're still deferring to them after so many back-to-back non-stop losses, who's really the dummy? And something is wrong with our people when you continue to give them credit and to support them and give them the benefit of the doubt in ways that you don't do somebody like me. Spirit doesn't use individuals like that to make revolutionary changes. They use folks like me that you consider to be the nobodies. Make sure that you join my school today. The link is above. Go to VickiPlanet.com. That's VICKIPlanet.com. Family, I still have a few of my magazines for my ladies. My Venus magazines. You can go to my website and get that too. You can still get your female archangel calendars, which is a timeless calendar. It doesn't matter the date or the month. You're paying for the information for every single month. So for 30 days, you're going to get an activation. You'll know how to use it once you get it, but you're really paying to get the information on the attributes of 12 female goddesses. And well, I'm calling them goddesses, but they're 12 female archangels. They're known as Angelas and the Michaela, some of them. And 7 of them were twin flames to the male archangels. I break down their specific names, their specific attributes, and I give you a sacred text on how to magically use it to manifest these attributes in your life. So after a 12-month period of time, the angelic energy in your life and in your home will change. I know what I'm talking about. You got a lot of people that know how to talk a lot of stuff, but I actually live this. I embody this. So my supernatural experiences, I'm giving you some of the things that I do in terms of meditation that activated angelic assistance. I'm talking about real angelic assistance. Somebody said that the calendar looks beautiful. Oh, beloved, it is. Let me give you one sneak peek. Y'all, let me show y'all one thing. Look at this first angel. That's enough. That's enough. You can get all of that at my store at VickiPlanet.com. Yes, make sure that you join the school. I love you all so much. Be sure to share the broadcast. Stay tuned. Somebody say, I can't see what you're saying because it says WASS. What does that mean? Was good with that royal federal one. You being messy and a troll, beloved. I thought you were saying something and you just being a devil, which is further proof of my power. Demonic things always pop up when you're doing what you're supposed to do. Every single time. I don't even know what you mean by that, but just the fact that you said that other stuff is out of line on my channel. Don't do no stupid stuff like that. Most times I forget some of who you are, but sometimes when some of your energies be out there, some of you are represents other shadow forces that watch me and that's trying to do little weird stuff. So I have to put you in your place. There you go. That's for you. Little weirdo. Watch your mouth. That's not cute. That's not funny. I love you all so much. Go to my website to do all of these different things. And I'm just going to say to you again, This is not just about bragging. I'm just trying to show you the legitimacy. And some of us are truly divinely called to our work that we're doing now. And the powers that shouldn't be continued to be exposed over and over and over again. And let them stay in their little la-la lands by themselves. Let them stay over there by themselves with their arrogant selves. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Meanwhile, we're making progress over here. I love you so much. I bow to you. You are my bliss. I can't wait to see you again.